So after supper, on the night before the first day of school, Morley sent Dave and the kids to Lawler's Drugs to buy school supplies. Morley stayed home. She had already done clothes, shoes, medical forms, the dentist, and groceries. Dave stopped at the magazines and said, "Choose what you need and I'll meet you at the cash." Sam was first back. He dumped a handful of stuff on the counter and he said, "There, can I have gum too?" He had chosen a pink pearl eraser, a package of 5 eraser tips that fit on the top of pencils, a bottle of whiteout, and a dispenser of Correcto tape. "What about something to put your mistakes into?" said Dave. What about a binder? What about a pen?" "Pencils," said Sam, "not pens." He came back a few moments later with 5 pencils and a red 3-ring binder with Spider-Man on the front. "There," he said, "can I have some gum?" Stephanie chose an oversized nylon binder that zipped up, a package of 6 pastel-colored Hillary notebooks, a giant pack of loose leaf, and a $49 fountain pen. "No way," said Dave. "Put the pen back." "Can I have gum?" she said. The next time Stephanie floated up to the cash, she was holding 5 little cardboard boxes with cellophane windows. "Labels," she said. She had big white labels and small white labels and labels with fancy red borders and green bordered labels and a package of little red dots. There wasn't enough stuff in their house for all the labels she had. "Please," she said, "I love peeling them off the paper. I love sticking them on things." "Put the red dots back," said Dave. He had to draw a line somewhere. "And the fountain pen." Dave bought himself a wooden ruler with a metal ink strip for old time's sake, a small blue notebook because the pages tore out so elegantly, and a pack of gum. On their way home, they stopped for ice cream. The world seemed perfect. The end of another summer. His children beside him with their new stuff. When they got home, Sam threw his bag on the couch. "I got Correcto tape," he said. "You can cover anything." "And an eraser," said Dave, "and pencils." Morley was making coffee. Stephanie spread her new books out on the kitchen table. "Should I use blue or green for history?" she asked. "What about the pink one?" said Morley. "I always used pink for history." "That's dumb," said Stephanie. "Pink's for math." Morley wasn't about to argue. It was the end of a long day. She had been grocery shopping before supper. She was tired. She had spent longer than usual in the supermarket, aimlessly gliding down the aisles, looking for things she could put in her children's lunch bags. Something new, something surprising, something they would eat. Just one day, she wanted one of them to come home and say, "Gee, lunch was good." You hear that just once. You hear that just once, and you could die happy. Mostly what she heard was, "I hate vanilla pudding." Or, "Don't send those yogurts with the exploding aluminum lids." Mostly what she got back was criticism and half-eaten lunches. "What's your name?" "What's your name?" "Who?" "Richard. It's good to have you here, Richard." On the afternoon, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get through this with you, Richard. That's the problem. So anyway, she was having trouble with the lunches, if you remember. I'll just recap here. We had Honeysuckle Rose. And then the kids went to Lawler's Drugs to get some stuff, and Dave went with them. And then Morley went to the grocery store, and she was having a hard time getting lunch. She wasn't the only one. On the afternoon before the first day of school, the supermarket seemed to be full of women like her, aisles of mothers trapped in the same vortex. Defeated mothers, with defeated eyes, staring into the middle distance in search of school lunch. Morley felt like she'd tried everything in the store at one time or another. What kept her moving was the faint hope that there was a new idea on a shelf somewhere. She knew she was on a fool's mission. She knew even if she found something that they had never tried, she'd be crazy to buy it. Her enthusiasm for unproved items tempered by the knowledge that anything the kids turned their noses up at would be her lunch until it was finished. That's why she didn't buy in bulk anymore. Because she had learned when it came to school lunch, her children couldn't be trusted. Last year they said they liked mango juice. So she had bought flats of mango juice from one of those discount superstores, carrying them from the car and stacking them in the basement. Enough mango juice to see them through Christmas. A pile of mango juice as high as her waist. The day she packed the first mango juice in their lunch, they both came home and denied ever liking it. Why did you give us that stuff? Morley drank mango juice at lunch every day for 2 months straight. She used it to wash down the prune apple cereal bars that no one else would eat. It was either that or throw the cereal bars out, and she was damned if she was going to do that. Even Arthur, the dog, would only eat them grudgingly, leaving little mounds of wet oats around the house, which were not a pleasant thing to step in, especially if you stepped in them unexpectedly at night, in the dark, with bare feet.